Call the Ramsey County Board of Commissioners meeting to order. Roll call.
Carter.
You can stand for the roll call, right?
Okay, Carter. Here. Miles Castillo.
Yes, here.
McGuire. Here. Ortega.
Aye.
Reinhardt. Here. McDonough.
Here. Now we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So Janet always gives me a little list of the things that we have to do today. She almost had to go to page 2. So we're going to need a lot of cooperation to get through this. We got a big day ahead of us here. So the first item is to approve the agenda for August 13th.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
McGuire.
Aye.
Ortega.
Aye.
Reinhardt.
Aye.
Carter.
Yes.
Miles Castillo.
Yes.
McDonough.
Aye. Next item is the minutes from August 6th, please.
So moved. Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any corrections? Roll call.
McGuire.
Aye.
Ortega.
Aye.
Reinhardt.
Aye.
Carter.
Yes.
Miles Castillo.
Yes.
McDonough.
Aye. Next up, from Public Health, we got a proclamation. August is Breastfeeding Awareness Month. Commissioner McGuire.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Come on up, everybody,
and members,
come on up.
and we'd
Come on
like
up.
the entire WIC breastfeeding crew to come here. Thank you so much. And you can come back. And Kathy. Thank you all for being here. This is exciting because this is such an important topic, and I'm really excited that we're going to recognize this today. I have Megan Johnson, who's the WIC supervisor and breastfeeding coordinator with me, and she's going to be introducing the rest of the people, and Kathy Hedin, the interim director of public health. But I will first read the proclamation, and then I will turn it over to you, Megan. Thank you. So, whereas Ramsey County is firmly committed to promoting breastfeeding as the optimal nutrition for all infants and a source of lifelong health protection for infants and mothers, and whereas breastfeeding is deeply connected to a family's culture, history, income status, and geography, and while the Healthy People 2020 objective is for 82% of all babies to be breastfed, many of our communities have rates well below that goal. And whereas parents face barriers to breastfeeding in the form of unsupportive workplaces, untrained childcare staff, institutional racism, and cultural taboos against breastfeeding in public, and whereas the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of life, followed by breastfeeding in combination with introductory foods until at least 12 months of age. And whereas Minnesota has passed laws protecting breastfeeding employees' rights into time and space for milk expression and breastfeeding in public, and whereas August is National Breastfeeding Awareness Month and August 25th through 31st is Black Breastfeeding Week, now, therefore, be it proclaimed, the Ramsey County Board of Commissioners declares August as Breastfeeding Awareness Month in Ramsey County, and be it further proclaimed, the Ramsey County Board of Commissioners commits Ramsey County to attaining the Breastfeeding Friendly Workplace designation and calls upon all organizations to make workplaces and public spaces welcoming for breastfeeding families. And be it further proclaimed that Ramsey County renews its commitment that families have the information and support they need to reach their breastfeeding goals to make Ramsey County the best community in Minnesota for all breastfeeding families. So thank you so much. Here it is. Oh, picture first, then we talk. Okay. So there we go. Yeah. Yes, thank Thank you all for your work, and thank you, Megan, and here.
Thank you, Commissioner McGuire, and thank you,
Welcome.
Commissioners. I'm Megan Johnson, once again. I work with our Public Health WIC program to coordinate some of our breastfeeding efforts, along with a lot of my colleagues here, and I have colleagues here from the SHIP program, from our WIC program, from our WIC Peer Breastfeeding Counselor program, and also our interim Director of Public Health here. We are all honored and excited to celebrate Breastfeeding Month with all of you. Together, we work with others across the county with many divisions, along with local hospitals and clinics, and with various other partners in the lactation field to strengthen breastfeeding and chest feeding support programs. We enable access to accurate resources, and we advance policies that help our Ramsey County residents and our colleagues to succeed in their breastfeeding and chest feeding journeys. For the past 2 years, we've worked within the Public Health Department to achieve the gold designation from the Minnesota Department of Health as a breastfeeding-friendly health department. It's exciting to have your support to go a step further and make Ramsey County a breastfeeding-friendly workplace so we can lead others by example. In honor of Breastfeeding Month, we will be holding a celebration at the Hmong American Partnership Building on the east side of St. Paul on Wednesday, August 28th from 4 to 6 p.m. And we'll celebrate lactation in all its forms, learn about baby wearing, and learn about different cultural practices for new parents. All are welcome, and we're really excited about that event. Human milk offers the best start to life, which every Ramsey County resident deserves. We know that no one breastfeeds alone. It takes not only family and social support, but also policies, systems, and environments that enable breastfeeding and chest feeding success. And this proclamation strengthens our community's framework for that success. On behalf of all of our colleagues, our employees in Ramsey County, and our residents, thank you very much.
On behalf of the county board, we thank each and every one of you for all your work and all your co-workers that continue to lead in this area in our community. And if you could send a little thing to the board about the 28th event, that would be great. Yeah. Commissioner McGuire, you have the administrative agenda.
I do. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to move items number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10, number 11, number 12, number 13, and number 14. Oh, not number 14, number 13.
13.
Yes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
McGuire?
Aye.
Ortega?
Aye.
Reinhardt? Aye. Carter?
Yes.
Modis Castillo?
Yes.
McDonough?
Aye. All right, next up is our county connections from County Manager Ryan O'Connor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members, one update for you all today. The polling places are open today from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. in the District 1 County Commissioner primary. We anticipate having all our precincts closed and returns completed to the office tonight by 10:30. Staff will be in the building starting at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. The website, the election results will be posted on the Minnesota Secretary of State's website as normal. We'll post a link to the results on our main page, which can be found at www.rcelections.org. And the link will go live around 8 p.m. tonight. Our staff will not be leaving for the night until 100% of polling places are reported and their supplies are returned. If you have any questions, let me know. But it's a busy night for our staff leading into busy election seasons to come, and we're excited to see the results roll in.
Thank you. Commissioner McGuire, outside board and committee reports, please.
Yes. I first of all want to say I'm glad we're highlighting the election that's today. We really encourage everyone to get out and vote in our District 1 election. It's a special, so it's maybe not on a lot of people's radars. So really encourage everyone to go vote. And I just want to talk a little bit about National Night to Unite, which was last Tuesday night, and what an amazing community event that was. I was fortunate to go out with one of our sheriff's deputies, Dan Lutz, who
we went to about 4 different events in Little Canada, and he was amazing. Our sheriffs are doing amazing work there. I was glad to be with him on his last night unite because he's retiring after this, but wanted to give him a great shout out because he's just done such great work, and his son is also a sheriff's deputy, so they're keeping it in the family. But I really want to thank him and just all of the people, all the neighbors who got together and came together as a community to meet each other and talk to each other and get to know each other in their own neighborhoods. So it was a great night. I know that throughout the county and the state and the country, I think people were really out and about. So it was a great night. And with that, that's it.
Thank you. Commissioner Carter.
Thank you very much. I will simply share that we were able to meet together as a Greater Metropolitan Workforce Council just yesterday. The work is proceeding. In particular, since the new executive director has been on board over the past 5 months or so, the strategic initiatives have been defined, working with business and education and all of us and our partners across the region. And we are working also to identify, in alignment with goals that have been defined across the region, whether it's Greater MSP or the Center for Economic Inclusion or DEED, and the work that's being done in the Department of Employment and Economic Development at the state. We are also pursuing the assignment of goals all aligned across the metropolitan area to get us to where we need to be to ensure we have the workforce for the future and to ensure that we have workforce equity across the metropolitan area. So that work continues. We also heard from Hennepin County a willingness to assist as we move forward to function as our fiscal agent and potentially also employer of record. So having the interest of another county, in fact, of all of our counties, in pursuing that ongoing relationship together makes us feel as though there really is sustainability moving into the future. We're working on those options, and we'll be sharing back with the board, the Greater Metropolitan Workforce Council, and all of us what those structures might be that we engage for the future, 2020 and beyond. I also want to mention that we have an event upcoming tomorrow, which is the closure of a 100-plus-year-old institution. And of course, that's Boys Totem Town. The event is beginning at 1:30, and it is at 398 Totem Road. The public is invited to join us as we bring to closure this institution that has served many in our community and that has benefited all of us in terms of its opportunities for young people to be supervised in a residential setting. We are celebrating the work that has happened there, the commitment of our staff and community to support that work, and also the commitment of staff and community to organize around not just doing things better, but also doing better things where our young people are concerned. So it will be a sincere gathering to commemorate the work that's been done and to also move us forward toward those next and better things. I also want to share that we have on our agenda the upcoming AMC strategic planning session, and it is not at 398 Totem Road in St. Paul. Those of us who are attending will be going to Detroit Lakes for that work. So our agenda or our list of upcoming meetings has it listed that way. Just wanted to make sure you all go to the right place. All right. That's it for now.
Thank you. Commissioner Mattis-Castillo, please.
Yes, just one quick reminder that this Saturday, August 17th, is the Rice Larpenter Coalition Community Festival. It is on the corner of Rice and Larpenter with free events. Everyone is welcome and invited. And so that's from 3 to 7 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. A really great opportunity to highlight how we're engaging community, activating a space that has been underutilized for a long time, and making it safer. And And another reason to give a shout out to Public Works, who has done a great job making Larpenteur Avenue much safer already. We've got crosswalks in, the temporary test is in, and the widest bike lanes in the entire county, which I personally rode. Thank you, Public Works. They're amazing.
Thank you. Commissioner Reinhardt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Well, I'm looking forward to getting back on my bike so that I can test those out as well. I actually, this last week was, I'm the National Association of Counties representative to a nonprofit engineering board. It's IBTS, and they had their annual meeting in California, and so I attended that. It is a unique organization, and it was great to have, there's basically, I think it's 5 board members from the different liaisons, from the state governments, mayors, the counties, obviously, the National Association of Counties, and I'm trying to think of the other 2. But anyhow, so they each send a representative, and in addition, there is a liaison from the organization itself. So Brian Namey from NACO was also in attendance to look at what the goals are as far as trying to provide assistance, especially in the event of a disaster. And so I'm really honored to be a part, or to represent all of NACO there, but also to really help guide some of the work that is taking place, and kind of going back into pre-disaster. I mean, post-disaster is one thing, and clearly you need to deal with that. But there are a number of things that can be done pre-disaster, because we all know that there are natural and human-made things that are going to happen, and so trying to make sure that you have the continuity of operations that we talk so much about here. So anyhow, that is, it was a really productive meeting, and I am glad to be back here. Even though it's beautiful out there, it's just, there's so much going on. And our week, this week, we'll have a lot to report next week, that's for sure. Anyhow, so I thank you, that's it.
Thank you. Commissioner Ortega.
Yes, I'd like to give kudos to Clues. They had a Fiesta Latina this Saturday. They had actually a black party. They had the block cordoned off, but the crowd was huge. I went there at about 1 o'clock, then I came back at about 3 o'clock, and even though with the rain, it must have been thousands of people there. It was a huge success, so kudos to Clues.
Great. Thank you. Real quickly, I want to report out that I was able to attend a graduation ceremony last week at our Ramsey County Correctional Facility. They run a program out there in conjunction with Century College, cognitive behavioral intervention for individuals seeking employment. And it's a 36-hour program that individuals in the correctional facility volunteer and step up to be a part of. And they work on cognitive skills, they work on job skills in partnership with Century College in different areas and industries. And 7 young men graduated last week. Some good news out of that, and they all had to prepare a little talk and talk about their experience, and it was really heartwarming to just see the effort that they put in and the value that this had to those individuals. I told them I'd read their names at the county board meeting, so I'm going to follow up on that promise. Devontae Campbell, Barrett Taylor, Aaron Fraser, Dominique Scarver, Joseph Mitchell, Joshua Trent, Eugene Billups, and Fred Massey. A couple of good news things. One of them had a job before he made a decision to end up in our system, and lost that job. And because of this program and the work they've been doing, that employer is ready to hire him back and give him another chance to move forward, which was really exciting. 2 other individuals are very close to getting job offers from other employees. And one of the things that we do when the individuals actually get jobs is we help facilitate them in the work release program. Normally we would charge for somebody to participate. We don't charge for these individuals to participate. We help support them in their efforts to be starting to get established. So I wanted to just do a call out for that program because so many times we don't hear about all the really good stuff that's going on in our facilities. Next up, Housing Redevelopment Authority meeting. Immediately after that, Regional Rail Authority meeting. Immediately after that, executive session, closed to the public, Ramsey County versus Hardin Hills litigation strategy. And then immediately after that, we're going to have a county board workshop, 21st Century Parks and Rec System, room 220. And then Commissioner Reinhardt will start our budget process for the Budget Committee of the Whole this afternoon at 1 o'clock, and we'll hear from Information Public Records Service Team. With that, we're adjourned. Thank you.